Welcome back friends to the class number 101, and in this video we will discuss interest rate swap product, right? So this is product is not very much popular in the market, but still you need to understand how this product works and how each party gains or loses in this product. So interest rate swap means exchanging the type of interest rate. So there are two types of interest charged by the bankers. One is the fixed rate of interest, and another one is the floating rate of interest. So in fixed rate of interest, despite whatever the market conditions may be, you will pay a fixed amount of interest. Say for example, 10% rate of interest, right? The floating rate of interest is linked with some external benchmark, and that external benchmark can be any benchmark. So for example, MCLR plus 2% is your floating rate of interest. So if the MCLR change, if any change happens in MCLR, whether increase or decrease, your overall interest rate will also change. So suppose the MCLR is 8% and your interest is 8% plus 2% is 10%. So if in future the MCLR changes to 9%, then your rate will automatically increase to 11%. So it will keep on floating after a certain period of time, after a regular intervals. In fixed rate of interest, the rate of interest will remain fixed. So these are the two types of rates which are charged by the lenders, and the lenders can be anyone. Just remember this: in interest rate swaps, it is not only the lender can be the banker, it can be the debenture holders as well, right? So the lender can be anyone. Company can borrow from anyone, whether at fixed rate or floating rate, whatever their agreed terms are. So the example that I am taking is a very rare exceptional phenomena which happens in the markets. But if we want to understand that product, we need to make that hypothetical example in order to make it more clear to you. So in the example, I am talking about two companies, company A and company B, right? So the company A is the company which has strong market reputation. So it has a very good brand name in the market. It has a good bargaining power with the bankers. And company B has lower or comparatively average market reputation. So comparatively lower bargaining power with the lenders, right? So this is the essential for in order to interest rate swaps to get fit in this all contract values. So how the transaction will take place of interest rate swap, do not get confused by this diagram. Understand with me one by one. Now both of these, company A with strong market reputation, with average market reputation, has taken loan of rupees 1 crore rupees, right? So both of them need loan of 1 crore rupees. So the company A, having strong brand value, goes to the lender and ask them what rate of interest you will offer to us. The lender say, if you want the loan at fixed rate of interest, lender can be anyone, debenture holders as well. If you want the loan at fixed rate of interest, I will charge you 9% per annum. If you want at floating rate of interest, I will charge you MCLR plus 1% margin, which would mean MCLR, if MCLR is 7%, then I will charge you 8% rate of interest, 7% plus 1%, 8% rate of interest. So this is the scenario in company's A case. Now company B with the lower bargaining power goes to the lender for that requirement of 1 crore rupees, and lenders tell them, if you want a loan at fixed rate of interest, we will charge you 9.5%. The lenders were charging 9% to company A, but they are charging 9.5% to company B. Why? Because company B has lower market reputation. If you want at floating rate of interest, then we will charge MCLR plus 3%. In other words, 10%, and they were charging 8% from company A because of their strong market reputation. So this is the difference that they have. Now, what will company B do? Company B is getting this fixed rate of interest at 9.5%, and they are getting floating rate at 10%. So eventually they took the loan at fixed rate of interest because they would be seeing saving of 0.50% in this. They would be seeing saving of 0.50% in this, because else they would be paying 10% rate on MCLR basis. What will company A do? Company A will take MCLR based funding because they will pay 9% here, but in this scenario they will be paying only 8%. So they decided to take MCLR based funding, and this company decided to took the fixed rate based funding from the lenders, right? But both of these companies are not happy. The company B, who has taken the fixed rate of interest, is anticipating that in future MCLR will get decreased. The MCLR, which is presently at 7%, it has the anticipation that in future the MCLR may decrease to 6%. So it is dreaming, company B is dreaming that had we taken the loan at MCLR, and if MCLR got reduced, eventually gets reduced to 6%, then we would have, our rate of interest would have also reduced to 9%, and we are stuck in the contract of fixed rate of contract. So eventually, because of this anticipation, they want to convert their fixed rate obligation into floating rate obligation. They want to do that, right? And what will happen in company A case? Company A, which is a big company paying, MCLR based, has fear of MCLR increase. It has fear that MCLR will increase in the future, and due to that, they have to pay. They would be paying higher rate of interest due to MCLR increase. And second fear that they having, that the MCLR is keep on changing time to time, every 3 months, 6 months. There are quick changes in MCLR, so their interest cost is not projectable. They cannot fix that they will be charged this much of amount of interest in next 12 months or 24 months. So it is getting very difficult to prepare a cash forecasting budget for them in future. So they couldn't determine their interest cost because due to quick changes in MCLR. So they are more inclined towards getting fixed rate of interest from the lenders, right? Now what happened? In order to get this done, get whole of this transaction done, the company B wants to convert fixed to floating rate, and they want to convert floating rate to fixed rate. The one third party, which is called swap dealer, is included in this whole arrangement, and that swap dealer's friends can be banker also, right? So that the same lender can work as a swap dealer also. So the swap dealer, the middleman, comes into the picture, and the company B, he approaches the company B, or company B approaches him, giving him all these details and all these concerns. So now what happened? Swap dealer comes into the picture. Swap dealer says to the company B, so he says, see, you are paying 9.5% to the lender. Swap dealer says to company B, you are paying 9.5% to the lender, keep on paying that. Swap dealer says, you keep on paying 9.5% to the lender. Now company B will say, then what is the additional advantage we have from you? He say, you pay 9.5% to the lender, I will pay back that 9.5% to you. So practically your cost is nil. You are paying 9.5% to the lender, you are getting 9.5% from me, your cost is nil. You will keep on getting that 9.5% from me, right? And you will paying that same amount to the lender, right? So you are practically paying nothing. You are getting from me and you are just forwarding that amount to the lender, right? Now, swap dealer tells company B that since I am paying you 9.5%, you pay me MCLR plus 2.5%. You pay me back MCLR plus 2.5%. This cost to the lender that you are paying is ultimately zero because I am reimbursing you the whole amount. You start paying me MCLR plus 2.5%. Now company B will be happy. Company B will say that if I take that MCLR plus 2.5% from the same lender, then they will charge me 3% spread, 10% rate. But I am paying MCLR plus 2.5% to a middleman, and he is charging only 2.5% spread. So practically I am getting 0.50% benefit from that swap dealer, right? So the practically what is happening now, company B is technically only paying MCLR plus 2.5%. This whole transaction is getting nullified in itself, right? So the rate of company B, which was fixed rate of interest, technically and practically it got converted automatically to floating rate of interest, that too with better terms than the banker. Banker were charging 3% and he is charging only 2.5% spread. So better terms than the banker. So company B will be happy. Now what happened to the companies A? Company A is paying MCLR plus 1% to the lender, right? So swap dealer will come to the company A and will tell them, see, you keep on paying MCLR plus 1% to them, and I will reimburse that MCLR plus 1% to you also, right? So I'm giving you this amount, you are giving this amount, basis floating rate of interest only. So practically this whole cost is nil to you. You are getting from me and you are paying to the lender, right? You just start paying me fixed rate of 8.5%. You just start paying me 8.5% fixed rate of interest. So practically your floating obligation got converted into fixed rate. So company A will think that if I got the fixed rate agreed from the banker, then he will charge me 9%. But that guy, that middleman, that swap dealer is charging only 8.5% from me. So the company A will think that my all fears are now resolved. I am getting my desired fixed rate, that too at lower cost than what was charged to me by the lender, right? So the company A is technically now paying fixed rate. The company B is now technically paying only floating rate. So now what benefit that does this guy has, the swap dealer has? So swap dealer is getting MCLR plus 2.5% from company B and paying MCLR plus 1% to company A. So he is getting gain of 1.5% additional in this transaction. He is getting 8.5% from company A and paying 9.5% to company B. So he is losing 1% in this deal. So in nutshell, he is getting 0.5% gain in this transaction. So this is how he drives his benefit. So all these three parties are in win-win situation practically. So again, by seeing all this transaction, you must be thinking that it is a very rare phenomena, very rare transaction. But practically these transactions happens at a very large corporate scales, right? But these were much more famous back in 10, 12, 20 years back, but not as of now, not much famous as of now, right? So this is the concept that I wanted to teach you. In next video, we will understand about currency swap product. So stay tuned with this channel. Thank you very much.